All right. So today I'm starting with a blank grid. This is a custom rotated grid. You can see that these grid lines are not parallel to the edge. They're not perpendicular either. And it's custom made for the pattern I'm about to fold, which I have never folded before. So I'm going to be working through this at my normal folding speed. This is more of a demonstration than a tutorial. And this is a pattern in a tiling that I've never used before. So that will make it extra interesting. I'll be looking over at the crease pattern a lot. I also have my eyes on the chat, so feel free to ask questions, make observations, whatever you'd like to do. So first things first, I need to find the center. So I'm looking for the pinch marks that I used to start the rotated grid, and that's helping me find, so those pinch marks are on the back there. There you can see one. And that's going to give me my landmarks. I'm making sure I'm on the right side of the grid. And let's see. I'm going to go 2 spaces up that line into the center. And 2 spaces over from this one. And put in a closed triangle twist. So I do not have a twist exactly in the center in this pattern, but I chose the center with 6 hexagons around it. There will be hexagons, they're just not in the center. Yeah, this will be a fun one. So I got that, and then on this side, instead of triangle twists, I'm gonna do 3-way intersections, because they're gonna be, let's see, is that the exact center? No. Oh boy. Did I mess up already? Good question. That looks right. Is that? Always double check, folks. Because, oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Yeah, that triangle is not in the right place. There's no easy way to fix it on this guy. Okay. So here I went 2 above. I should have only gone 1 above, because the mountain coming out is only 1 space away. This is why you always double check things. But this one coming down is 2 spaces away. So now that valley is 2 spaces from the center. Good. Always, always, always double check. And now that's the right location for the three-way intersection. So yeah, these are going in as three-way intersections because they're going to be closed rhombus twists. And if I want to get just the first layer of twists, or the first kind of set of twists around the center, it's going to cut off those rhombi. And here I'm doing 2 triangles. I can zoom in on that. There we go. And a triangle rep. So now I'm going to do one of these rhombus twists. And the thing is, this next layer around the center needs to be a double layer because there's hexagons involved. I mean, needs to be is a strong word, but I'm choosing to make it a double layer. So the underlying tiling is actually a modification of hexagons and triangles sixfold. So it's easier to do in hexagon layers. Okay, so for that hexagon, that's going to be a closed hexagon, and I'm going to have triangle wrap there. And a closed hexagon twist. And then that triangle can form let me go ahead and put in this rhombus. Might regret that later, but we'll see. It's good spacing for a pleat overlap. Could have done a compound wrap, but I'm gonna open it up immediately and put in an open hexagon. And then, yeah, this triangle wrap that I'm putting in is gonna stay as a wrap because that's gonna be a future rhombus. And actually at this point, I have all of the elements of the pattern and all of the positions of symmetry filled. So both of these hexagons are going to be positions of threefold rotational symmetry. So I don't even really need to look at the grease pattern anymore. I'm going to be focusing on putting in the hexagons and the wraps around them. And then every other thing around a hexagon is going to switch back and forth between being a triangle and a rhombus. So I've got triangle, rhombus, triangle, triangle, rhombus, triangle. That's how that's going to work. Oh, hi, Erlu. Hi, everybody. Glad to see y'all here. And, oh yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, at this stage, I have all the symmetry points, like all the different ways that the symmetry points get filled in. I have those all on the paper, so I'm really just rolling right along and filling in. The first part was a little hard to figure out, especially where that triangle goes with having a blank space around the center instead of twists right there. But from here on out, it's going to be pretty smooth sailing. I expect I'll learn some things in the next ring around the center, because then we'll have repeats of that space. Here I'm doing a compound wrap to untangle the layers for my triangle twist. But yeah, I'm going to be zooming right along, and we'll see how much I get done this hour. Maybe all of it. Who knows? I mean, it's on 64 grid divisions, so it should take longer than an hour to fold. But we shall see. Oh yeah, early to your point, the grid is 64 divisions. The rotation does make it look a bit bigger. Basically with the triangle grids, when we rotate, we get extra grid. On square grids, when we rotate, we get less. And yeah, there's lots and lots of twists to put in. Let's see. So for this next layer, I'm going to start with this set of parallel pleats. And I know that around this closed hexagon, anytime I have a triangle hole, I get a triangle twist right next to it. And that'll set up my overlaps nicely. I could do a compound wrap on both sides, but this one I'm just going to do an overlap. That allows me to get 2 new rhombus twists. And then, so that was this set of parallel pleats. Looks like I'm working around this way. Out here, I'm going to have an open hexagon. And distances on that is along the slit, and then one more space to hit the corner. That's feeding into a triangle under there. And this will cause the overlap through what I just did, which is fine. I can go ahead and say that that's going to be a triangle and triangle wrap situation. And I can even put in the next triangle and triangle wrap. Okay. So, cascade of twists. And I kind of anticipated that because we didn't get the full quote-unquote hexagons worth of this repeat of the center. So the hexagons worth in the tiling, you can use 6 triangles to take the space of 1 hexagon. So the hexagon worth of this center is 3 triangles and half of each of 3 rhombus twists. And we're doing a hexagon's width for each layer, so it makes sense that we would get out that far. I need to squash some triangles here. Not that one. That one's going to be a rhombus in the next layer. This one is. And I did not do a wrap there because the first pleat that I encounter is coming from a rhombus twist that's on this same side, which actually I don't even really want to fold all the way yet. So it's a couple pleats away from the leading edge. Okay, so then if I open that up, I'm gonna have maybe I do. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have the triangle above feeding in and doing a wrap. Does that wrap? Good question. Clean up all this. Ah, yeah. The triangle wrap had gotten opened up. I think that's going to be too dense to do another triangle wrap on top. No, it'll work. There we go. Okay, so that's the third triangle around the closed hexagon. And I've got a compound wrap here that'll turn into a rhombus. Right there. That'll turn into a rhombus. I'm going to do this one first to get it out of the way. So you'll notice as I'm working my way around, I have two pleats that are crossing the direction of parallel pleats that I'm working on. I think, let's see. So if I pull this pleat back, it's going to be a triangle here and a triangle on the other side. And before I squash, I may as well complete the other triangle and triangle wrap. That resolves my overlaps. Gets me a hexagon worth of tiles. Twists that are based on tiles in that region. Then I'm continuing up this way. So I just did this. Do I finish that rhombus? Looks like it. Kind of have to put in the next hexagon. So this is telling me that when I get back around, I'll finish that rhombus too. Unless there's, I mean, there very well could be weird. You do this on 3 sides, but the other 3 are different. That could also be what's going on. Oh, could have done a compound wrap there for this hexagon. And rotate. That needs to be a rhombus. I'm also working with all these other layers. Triangle wrap in there. That, yeah, I can go ahead and resolve that as a triangle and triangle wrap. And then these are both triangle twists, and they definitely need compound wraps. Conveniently, I do not have to open the rest of this plate to put in that compound wrap. And this one can also just pop into place. But I will, well, no, I will want to do that one first on the resolving side. Because things are not as they seem. And what I'm really looking for in here is the pure hexagon in the middle of the plates, 2 spaces mountain, 2 spaces valley, alternating around. That's what I was looking at in the middle too. And okay, it looks like it is an orientation thing where every other side you keep a triangle wrap, and then the remaining sides you finish the rhombus. That can squash to a triangle because we can always squash the triangles. Then we're getting an open hexagon next. And that is here. and triangle and triangle. I'm going to try a slightly different approach this time, where I can open up and I'll send the pleat back under. So I'll basically do the wrap from this side. That pleat will stay. And then settle it flat and triangle there. That settled nicer than what I was doing before. And now I get rhombus 1 and rhombus 2. And I'll do the triangles from this side, opening up to the source of the pleat, which is this hexagon. Need a triangle there and another one here. And I'm working my way around.